Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, we're going to be using some potatoes to make 3 really great side dishes along with one awesome family-friendly casserole. So I hope you enjoy today's recipes, but let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you how to make them. First up today, we're going to make these Greek-inspired potatoes. I made this chicken a couple weeks ago, so now it's time to share the potatoes. For this recipe, you will need to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And now over here into a nice big bowl, I'm adding half a bag of this potato O'Brien in here. These potatoes are still frozen, but they will be just fine. After that, you'll go ahead and add in about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using avocado oil, along with 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and a half teaspoon of salt. Then we're just going to go ahead and get this all mixed together before adding the rest of the seasonings. I actually meant to mix this before adding the salt, but that's okay. After it's mixed around and the oil is covering the potatoes, then we're going to go ahead and continue with the seasonings. You'll be needing a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of onion powder, a half teaspoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of oregano, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now just give those one more good mix together and we're going to go ahead and transfer them over to a baking sheet. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more oil onto this pan just to make sure that these potatoes do not stick to the pan. You could also lay down some parchment paper or aluminum foil to help with this, but I didn't have any at this time. Go ahead and just spread those all over the pan evenly, and then these are going into the oven to bake for about 15 minutes to start. After 15 minutes, you will pull them out of the oven, mix them around, and let them cook for another 10 to 15 minutes until they are all the way done and crispy on the edges. Once they come out of the oven, then you can sprinkle on some feta cheese and some fresh parsley. If you like the lemon flavor, you can sprinkle a little bit more fresh lemon juice on top now, but I went ahead and decided not to do that since my husband is not the biggest fan. Here's what they look like on my plate. I actually really enjoy these. These were delicious. I love the feta cheese on them. And like I said, I already shared this chicken marinade with you, so I will link that down below as well, so you can go check that out if you want to. I was also very happy that my husband ended up liking these potatoes as well, so if you have a picky eater, there's a chance they might actually like these. Next up, this is a classic. We're going to make the popcorn chicken casserole. For this one, I am going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 375 degrees. Now, as you can see, I have 7 gold potatoes here. I'm going to go ahead and peel these and then cube them all up because we're going to boil them and make them into mashed potatoes. Now that my potatoes are going and my oven is already preheated, I'm going to go ahead and add some popcorn chicken onto this pan here. Following the bag directions, I'm just going to bake those in the oven. I believe I ended up using about half to 3/4 of the bag here, so you don't need to use the entire thing unless you want to. At this point, the potatoes were done, so I did go ahead and drain off the water, and now we're going to go ahead and start making the mashed potatoes. So for my mashed potatoes, I never really measure the ingredients. You can honestly make the mashed potatoes however you want to, however you like to do it in your house. I'm going to go ahead and add some butter in here and then use this little hand masher and mash up the butter and potatoes. Once they are beginning to become a smoother consistency, I'm going to go ahead and add in some milk or half and half. I just start with a couple tablespoons at first, and I also add in a couple spoonfuls of sour cream. And for seasonings, I like to add garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Once everything is in the pan, I'm going to mix and mash these some more until they are looking really smooth, just like this. Moving over here to my 9x13 casserole dish, I'm going to go ahead and spray it down with some nonstick spray just to make sure nothing sticks. Then you can add in all of your mashed potatoes, and you'll just want to make sure that those are nice and even in the bottom of the pan. Next, I'm going to add in some corn here. This corn was frozen. I let it sit out on my countertop until I was ready to use it, so it was partially frozen at this point. I'm only adding a cup, but if you like to add more corn than this, you can totally do that. Then on top of the corn, I'm adding some shredded mild cheddar cheese. You can add about a cup or so of that. Then on top of everything, we're going to go ahead and take our popcorn chicken that is now done and out of the oven and add that right on top. You can organize them on top however you want to, just make sure they are all spread out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the oven and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. I just want to make sure that corn is warmed all the way through and the cheese is nicely melted. And now the last but best part about this recipe, in my opinion, is adding the turkey gravy over the top. I just took one package of turkey gravy, prepared that in this little measuring cup, and then poured it over top. Here's what my bowl looked like in the end. Of course, you could also just make these in individual bowls if you want to, but it's a lot easier just to make it all in one casserole dish. They used to serve something like this when I was in school. I was never a big fan of it, but making it at home, I actually really like it, and it is one of my husband's favorite dinners. Next up, we're making some baked sweet potato fries. Now I'm just going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees, and then moving over here to my cutting board, I have 6 sweet potatoes. These sweet potatoes were kind of on their last leg, and also they were pretty small, so I went ahead and just cut the ends off, peeled them completely, and then we're going to go ahead and slice them into a French fry shape. If you've never cut sweet potatoes before, they are a lot harder to cut than regular potatoes, so just be very careful when you're cutting so you don't end up cutting yourself. I got those all transferred into a nice big bowl and added about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Now for the seasonings, I'm going to add just a little bit more than a half teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. You'll just go ahead and mix those together, making sure that the seasonings are covering the fries all over, and then moving over here to my baking pan, I did go ahead and spray that down with some avocado spray before adding on the fries. Once the fries are on the pan, it's very important that you spread them out. Try to get them not touching as much as possible, that way they have room to get nice and crispy. Then these will go in the oven to bake for 15 minutes to start. Once they come out of the oven, you'll want to just mix them around to try to flip them onto the opposite side. Spread them back out and then add them back into the oven for an additional 15 minutes. Here's what they look like coming out of the oven. Some of the smaller ones will get a little bit more crispy, but that's okay, it kind of gives them a variety. And then this is what they look like on my plate. I went ahead and served these with the calzones I made a while back. I'll link those down below for you as well. I love sweet potato fries. I think they're a nice change from traditional French fries. They're just a little bit more effort, but I honestly think they're just as good, if not better, and they are perfect for this time of year. And now last but not least, we're going to make these loaded Hasselback potatoes. For this one, you will need to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now coming over here to my cutting board, I have a potato here, and what I'm doing is just slicing little slices into this potato. You don't want to cut all the way through that end piece. I went a little too far. You want to cut a little bit further than 3/4 of the way through, just barely keeping it connected at the bottom, and just cut them into thinner slices until you get all the way to the other end of the potato. You should be able to bend and move the potato just like this. And then once you have that done, you can go ahead and just set it on your baking tray. I like to line mine with some parchment paper just for easier cleanup, but you're gonna go ahead and repeat that with all of your potatoes, and today I'm doing 4 of them like this. Now into this little bowl here, I have about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I went ahead and melted that in the microwave, and now I'm just going to take that butter using a little brush and try to get it in between each of the slices on the potato, and also covering the entire outside of the potato as well. Then you'll just stick these in the oven and they're going to bake for 1 hour. About 15 minutes before your potatoes come out of the oven, you can go ahead and cook up some bacon. I just went ahead and cooked up about 4 or 5 slices. That should be plenty for the potatoes. Here is what the potatoes look like at the 1 hour mark. They should be spread apart a little bit just like this. Now it's time to start adding the fillings in here. So over here onto my cutting board, I have a bowl of sharp cheddar cheese and the bacon that I went ahead and chopped up. You're going to start by taking that cheese, using a fork to kind of help you. You're going to push it in between each slice of the potato. If you miss a spot, that's okay. You don't have to have it necessarily in between every single one, but you want to try to make sure you fill it as full as possible. You can go ahead and just repeat that with all 4 potatoes, and then I'm going to add just a little bit more cheese on top of the potato along with the bacon. Stick those back in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes to allow the cheese to melt, and meanwhile you can go ahead and chop up some green onions. If you don't like green onions, then you can skip this part, but they do add a nice fresh taste to the potatoes. And then here's what the potatoes look like coming out of the oven. I went ahead and sprinkled the green onions right on top, and then these are ready to go. I like to top my potato with a little bit of sour cream and just a dash of salt and pepper. Some of the salt and pepper will come off during the cooking process because the butter melts off. But as you can see, the cheese is nice and melty between each slice of the potato, but the potato is a little bit crisp on the edges, which I really enjoy. And then to go along with this, I just made some ranch pork chops that I'll be sharing here soon. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I do hope that you enjoyed and found a recipe or two that looks good to you. If you don't mind, please leave me a flower down in the comments below to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of today's video. And I will see you back here on Wednesday for a new one. Bye!